affected them. Because you can see we have been training together, then I'm leaving my fellow player. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good show.
Okay.
But we had to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now talking as SG, of course, has, of course, the Federation comply with Sports Act?
Actually, the Federation has complied with the Sports Act fully. The only thing we were told, our budget was supposed to be submitted last year by December, which we had no information. But again, we want to state categorically that when we came back, we were able to write to the CS Sports just to have an audience. But again, he wrote back to the Department of Sports, who have engaged us again to see how they are going to appreciate our players. And for us, that's a plus.
Okay.
Actually, they have seen these people are doing something. And for us, that's a plus.
Okay. Well, Coach, well, I've had the challenges, and sometimes it's a bit hard to actually comprehend what is happening. But let me ask, when you actually send a team of players there, and the number was a bit strained, could that be the reason why maybe the crown was actually snatched away from the team? Had you had full players, full support and backup that you needed, do you think maybe today we would have had a different story?
Yeah, actually, if we had the full squad, today we would be having a very different story. We would have retained our title as the African Kings and Queens. But now having a very small number, that made us actually lose the title to Burkina Faso. Then also we had trained this team for quite some months, so we knew what the skills to give them, and everything that they needed to be ready, and they were totally ready. Now that aspect that the Secretary General has mentioned about funds, that was the only challenge that the team had. But if we had the funds, and if the government came through to support the national team, because actually when a national team goes out of Kenya, it's no longer belongs to the federation. It's carrying the flag of the nation. So the ministry is supposed to fully support the national team, but that was not the case. So if we had the numbers, if we had the whole squad, then today we would be speaking a very different story.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, from a coach point of view, well, how difficult is it for you to actually, leave behind some of your most, some might call them skills and valuable players, when you are confronted with a very difficult decision to make a very tough choice between who goes and who leaves?
First of all, I have to say that it was not an easy task. It was a very difficult one, because all the 12 players were equal to the task. And so when the president of the Kenya Floorball comes and tells us, hey guys, you need to take only 5 each, you have to make that tough decision, and he walks away, and we are left with the coach here wondering what to do. We have to make a decision. It wasn't easy. I remember that day we went to the embassy with all passports. We were actually choosing a team at the embassy. We came back, it was late. We went to meet the team at around 8, where we were training at Kenya Water Institute. Everybody was there waiting for this big news, but it was a disappointment to some of them. Some of them cried. Of course, we had nothing to do about it. We had just to let them cry, because sometimes crying is healing. Yeah, and those we went with, they went with also emotions, because again, seeing your fellow player crying like a child is not easy. But we had just to go. It was a tough decision. That one I can say. Actually, at some point we felt that also affected our performance. Because if you look at the ladies team, going direct to the finals, going to a tight draw, then added minutes, a tight draw,
Mm-hmm.
then to the penalty shootouts.
Okay.
So at that point, I think ladies were tired,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they lost the penalty shootout.
All right.
Actually, it was just a difference of one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So sad.
so sad. Indeed.
Anyway, coach.
Yeah.
Well, when you have, they say fun is actually. How many players do rollball actually have?
Flow ball.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, we were supposed to have 12 players.
12 players.
2 goalkeepers and 10 field players.
Plus now the extra, now the fun. Well, when you lack support in a very competitive tournament like the Africa Championship,
Yeah.
well, in terms of, the psyche and morale, how instrumental is that for the team?
When you've trained with someone
Mm-hmm.
for quite some time,
Mm-hmm.
like 4 months that we trained with them,
Mm-hmm.
and a player training with another player, they tend to have a very close playing way, and then when it comes to make a judgment between 2 players that have been training very well with each other, that one has to go, one has to leave, then first emotionally those players will be disturbed. Even if one player has been chosen to go, they will be happy that, okay, yeah, I'm going, but emotionally they're like, I've been training with this person quite for a long time, and I know if this person, I give him or her a very good pass, they will score and all that. But now one has been left, so there was a lot of emotions, as coach said, but we had to really push them to focus on the prize, and we had to talk to them and have that heartly discussion and try to advise them that some things happen not because of our own wanting, but there are some like the challenges that we had. They had to accept it, and they had to work with the small number and really prove that they were the best that could be chosen. Because now we had to check on not only the skills, mostly the skills, but we needed players that could run all that time without, okay, they will be tired, but now you have to see the endurance of a player. I can be a very good player who shoots, scores direct to the post, but I don't have endurance. So that was a very hard time to see, like, we have to carry this player because now he or she can run, or they can endure the whole game without really giving up. And then now we didn't look on the shooting side of it, the passing, all those, but they had those skills. But now we really emphasize that we have to have players that can endure all that time without maximum substitution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, coach, now let's talk about now the lessons from Ivory Coast, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I want to draw your attention to this particular team, the one that actually swept all the titles, the men and women category. This is a team that I'll say, when you look at the development of floorball, it's a team that is actually coming to terms with it, as far as the whole setup of the national, as far as the national government there in Burkina Faso is concerned. But despite this is a team that actually rose and to some extent made a big statement. And this is a replica of many stories about African teams that are embracing a new sports. Well, so what do we need as a nation, as a continent, actually now to take this floorball to the next level that it deserves?
Thank you. I would say that I heard the CS talk about Talanta Mashinani. So we need to actually start by the Mashinani people. And I'm happy with the bottom-up economy. Because if we are starting from bottom, let it be even from the sports itself. That we are starting by the federations and sports that are upcoming. Because as far as I'm concerned, we are, as a sport, we have measured on those sports that have developed, forgetting about the sports that are upcoming. How do we make sure that they come and compete with these sports that had already developed? It's just by a matter of now making sure that or coming up with a structure of on how to help them. And one of the ways is by supporting their sporting activities. Like this one for African, that was a direct support from the government. We know we have upcoming sports, but can we be helped for us to make it? Because 2 years to come, we'll be talking about the World Cup. If we are now having a challenge of being supported on African grounds, what about the World Cup? But it's all about structures. It's all about passion again from the government. Those people are there. Are they willing to help? Are they willing to nurture talents? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Yes.
Well, talking about government chipping in, I remember there is a time when I think it was President William Ruto. He was actually sending out a very strong and clear message to Kenyans, and this one was targeting the youth, and he was saying, like, instead of asking what will your government do for you, it should be like, what can you do for your government? Well, it's good. He talked about the support from the government, and as a federation, what are some of the mechanism in place or even plans to actually uplift this particular floorball game?
One is that federations, they are supposed actually to grow that talent. It's not the ministry that grows talents. They don't know people. They just actually come and celebrate once we are victorious. They don't grow any talent. It's the federations that do the donkey work, to go to mashinani, to make sure that players are playing, to make sure that tournaments, leagues, competitions are there, and to do the trainings of coaches, those particular players, so that they can grow in terms of the talanta that the CS is talking about. Actually, so it's the federations that grow that talent, and it's the mandate of the government to make sure that that talent is well nurtured and well, let me say, financially catered for, if I may use that term. But the federations themselves, it's our work to grow that talent, and for the government, it's their work to make sure that that talent, once it's grown, they nurture it and they make sure that it's well financed or taken care of. You know, because you can ask yourself, why do Americans or Chinese, they're always on the number 1, 2, 3 in Olympics and all those bigger games, all games and all that? It's because they have embraced those upcoming sports, and those sports that our governments mostly in Africa don't embrace. They only think about football, rugby and all those. So you'll see, like, the US, they embrace these new sports, and they will carry so many golds, so many silvers, and they will always be on top. But for us, we very much just thinking about the old, the old sports. We pump so much, the government will pump so much into those sports, and there is nothing that is coming from them.
Okay.
But we appreciate the Harambee Starlets, they're doing something.
Okay.
So the government should really focus on the other sports, upcoming sports, and really help those new federations to grow, and also to bring that victory. Because when you check on these sports, the upcoming sports, as they are called, they have so many medals. The other time you saw rollball, they are the world champions. Floorball, we were the African champions. Also, we are still in that medal bracket. So if the government would support these sports, then we will see a very different story in terms of sports in Kenya and also in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, how do we break the barrier of, let me call them the monotony sports? Talking about the likes of football, athletics, rugby, the dominant sports, that a lot of focus and emphasis are actually paid to those particular sports, and yet we have upcoming sports that are actually, raising the status of Kenya, actually putting Kenya on the global map as one of the most, dominant teams as far as those sports are concerned. So how do we break this, the norm and the narrative that is outside there? So how do we help these upcoming sports to actually have their place on the seat?
Thank you. First, I have to say that the upcoming federation, they should have unity. Let's come and have unity on how to embrace our own young sports. That's one. And then number two, let's have the government officials coming to the ground, because most of the government officials are just waiting for the reports in the offices. They don't know actually what's happening on the ground. But for them to actually know that there's talent on the ground, they should actually come. Well, I know there are people, many federations take reports to the government offices. Some of them are read, some of them are not even read. And that's why there's a very big gap between the sports people and the government.
All right.
But if they can come to the ground, they can be able to interact more with the sports people on the ground and see the talent that is there. Because when we write reports and we are talking about the talents, for them they are just reports. But for actual, let them come on the ground and see what's actually happening on the ground, for them to embrace and appreciate the talents.
All right.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, let's now talk about the league. Well, I understand the league is just a couple of days away. So, Coach, what are some of the plans for this particular season?
Actually, yeah, we are supposed to start our 7th edition of Floorball League in some few weeks to come, next month, November. And we have seen floorball growing in terms of players themselves. They are growing professionally. And I believe that this will be one of the most competitive league, because also as plans are there, we will also be having another African Cup next year. So of course all or a very big chunk of players will want to carry that flag, a Kenyan flag, to the African championships. So I believe that this will be a very competitive league. And also we have seen some new teams coming on board. So, and not just like as they're not coming only as trainees, but they have more expertise in terms of playing and playing floorball. So I believe this will be a very competitive league. And also we want to urge and request, like your station KUTV, come and cover some of the games. We help each other. We help each other to make sure that this game is also known, and also have that visibility to other people that might want to know how the game is played and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, your team, you are actually the defending champs, right? Yes. So now moving to the new season. So what should we expect from you guys?
Yeah, actually, I've started, and I'm happy that my main team, most of them were in the national team, so they were training. As much as I know there are teams that had also sports people in the national team that were training, and I'm trying to put strategies on a way. I cannot relay my strategy to other coaches, so allow me to just hold it there, but I have strategies on how I'm going to capitalize these players and just make sure that I have a different game from other coaches. I know we are all competitive. I'm not saying I'm the best one. I know we have other teams that are good with upcoming players who are also good. But as an old dog, I have old tricks. I'm going to
the old dog with old tricks or new ones?
Both combined.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a dangerous tricks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where do you see this the league, as far as the league, now that we are talking about the league, where do you see this league maybe in 3 to 4 years time to come?
In 3 to 4 years to come, I see floorball being one of the biggest sports here in Kenya, and not just about the league, but we'll make sure that it's played in all counties. In 3 to 4 years, if not all counties, we will make sure that more than 30 counties have floorball and actively being played. And we want to take that space or that seat in the main sports arena to make sure that this sport is one of the sports that is embraced here in Kenya, as we also grow in African arena. Make sure that we have the best players, we have the best league, and we have the best federation in Africa. Actually, we are ranked among the best growing federation in the whole world. So we want to push that to make sure that not only be ranked and not only be told that we are the best growing federation, but to make sure that every Kenyan youth has the opportunity to play this fun and wonderful sport. Yeah.
Well, the coach talks about walking the talk and actually matching the tag, being one of the best federation and actually showing that you are indeed one of the best federation. Well, he also talked about plans, as far as developing the league and this particular floorball is concerned, as far as spreading it to the country. Well, as a Secretary General, of course, what are some of the plans to actually actualize the dream itself?
Thank you. Actually, every organization or body has its own structure of carrying out the activities. And I have to say that we have done well. We have tried as a federation, as far as I'm concerned, to make sure that this sport has gone as far and wide in Kenya. And as we talk right now, we have the all national polytechnics playing floorball. Okay. And they are competing, not only playing but competing against themselves. And it's a very big tournament that's being held annually. And we were just talking about now going back to the high schools and secondary schools to make sure that we introduce this game. We are happy that we had Meru Kusa University again, Kusa playing last weekend. They were playing also floorball. We were very happy for that. And we know as we go that direction, we are going to make actually floorball grow. And just to mention, as we speak right now, last year December, Nita went to Uganda to participate in the International Charity Cup, and Nita men were number 2 and women were number 1.
All right.
And with the support of course, the federation, we were able to go. Nita has been invited as a club to go to Sweden, and we are also in the posters of Sweden again to go and play in an international again tournament that will be held in December. Actually, it was supposed to be held in January next year, but it has been pushed to this December. Okay. So with that, again, it's a plus because we are now gaining that recognition. Okay. But more importantly is the passion of the game. Okay. Because if you have that passion, then we can deliver. Okay. When you come to introduce the game, do they have that passion? If we get people with that passion, it's a celebration for us, it's a plus for us. Okay. And we know that we are going to make it because with the steps we are taking, and the direction we are taking, because as we speak right now, we are also in the ghettos. We are there trying to train these kids on how to play floorball, and most of them actually are for floorball. As we speak right now, around 40% of the players that we are now using in floorball are from hockey, meaning that we are paralyzing hockey and now people gaining floorball. So in the next 4 years, we'll not be talking about hockey in Kenya. But we'll be talking about floorball.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I see you. You have big dreams of destroying another discipline. Anyway, now, gentlemen, because of time, I will give you each as your closing remark, and I'll start with you.
I want to thank all the players, mostly because they're the main stakeholders of this sport in Kenya. All of them, both men and women, for their passion and for the good work that they're doing to make sure that they really have fun in floorball and make the sport grow. Actually, this sport would have not grown in a very big way without the players and their passion in it, and also to encourage them to continue with the same spirit, and also to welcome all other stakeholders there, like companies, the ministry itself, and anyone else who would wish to journey with us in this floorball journey, to make sure that every youth in Kenya has the opportunity to play a new and fun and an exciting sport of floorball.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Coach.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you for the KU TV for inviting us here. We don't take it for granted. It's a pleasure, and we really want to say thank you. And we also appreciate your work you are doing towards making sure that you air the sports apart from floorball. And we know media gives us a very good coverage when it comes to sports, because people are able to see what is being happening on the ground as far as sport is concerned. So we appreciate that. And I want to appreciate also the stakeholders who are the main stakeholders, who are players, for actually getting time and coming to play this game. It's not easy. They actually go out of their busy schedule to come and take part in this sport. So we appreciate them. And we also want to appreciate the government for what it's doing. As much as they have challenges, but we have to say there are things that are doing right. And we also have to appreciate that. We don't just say, we don't talk only about negative, but also appreciate the positive part that taking as the government. And so we believe when we hold hands, the government and the federations, we can take the sports far. Otherwise, thank you. God bless you all.
And that is a good point to leave it at that. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making time to speak to us and have this very, we'll call it heart-to-heart conversation, and a for that matter. So we wish you all the best in your future endeavor, as you even, endeavor to actually improve floorball and even the welfare of players, and take the mantra, make it the best. And who knows, maybe just like you said, if you can raid hockey, I guess you can even raid football and rugby. It's possible, right? All right, so thank you so much, and we take yet another short break. When we come back, we'll be diving into matters local and international sports review, just to keep you up to date with what is happening. There is plenty of activities locally and of course across the border. So that and many more after the break.
I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Fashionistas, get ready to level up your style game. Tune in to Fashion Diaries every Monday at 8 p.m. with me, Ashley Asach. From Killer Hills to split suits, we've got the trends that will make you shine. Don't be left out. Join us for a fashion-filled adventure.
kutoka ile mta yenye Maslay Queen utembea na visi ndio nikawa tamada vijana.
Akajiona mdeadly kushinda waganga wote wa Kitui. Hakujua hii kitu hii ni tricky.
Love imekuwa chai. Ite kitu kidogo just to get in between my thighs at I love you.
Ndo ngoma zetu za mijikenda hizi. Ndo hali ilivyo kwenye mitindo ya kipwani hapa KUTV. Ndo mwanzo wa ngoma kama walivyosema Waswahili basi. Mwanzo wa ngoma lele.
Sisi kama jamii ya Rabai tumeona different types of dances. Kuna variety.
Adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
This year we have 3 theme areas: food security, nuclear energy, and then climate change.
And it unites those who believe in the harmony of human prosperity, vibrant ecosystems, pristine oceans, and stable climate.
Nuclear energy has the potential to address the pressing issue of energy poverty in Africa, where up to 600 million people have no access to reliable electricity.
We are focusing on how artificial intelligence is being used to revolutionize the health industry.
So that's MedAssist. Of course, that's the first page. You are prompted to create an account, of course, okay. And once you've created an account, you log into the platform. I'm a data engineer by profession, or an AI engineer. That's what I do. And that's how the whole idea came about, using these tools and technology to try and solve some of the most pressing challenges in healthcare and society at large.
Okay, so welcome back, and this is where we actually, dive into sports review, and we'll be taking a look at both international and, of course, local. Should I say local and international sports review? And a lot of things happening actually, and remember our Kenya Lionesses will be out to actually, hunt for this particular ticket. They want to make it 3 out of 3. I'm talking about back-to-back qualification, and the ticket that they are hunting is the Olympic, the Paris 2024 Olympic qualifiers that will be held in France, and they'll be up against, one of the, rugby powerhouse in Africa, and everything is at stake. But they go to these particular, qualifiers with a full backup and, of course, confidence from their male counterpart, given the fact that this is a team that is already qualified against all odds. Remember, they were up against the likes of South Africa. South Africa is one of the rugby powerhouse, and they did it despite, initially posting some not really pleasing results. But despite that, the team qualified. And we still have a couple of matches that are lined up. Remember, we have the under 20, that is Rising Starlets, will be eyeing the World Cup ticket to actually represent Kenya comes next year in Colombia. But some very interesting statistics to actually take a look at. Remember, both male and female team have never qualified for any World Cup match, and this will be the first time this team will be seeking ticket to actually participate in the World Cup. And they go to the qualifiers that will be played, they go to the second leg that will be played in Angola with at least a resounding victory of 6-1 against Angola. So in a very plain term, or rather simple term language, we might actually say they head to this second leg with already one leg into the next round. So they just need to actually, go on with this particular positive result that they had posted here in Nairobi, there in Angola, and actually proceed to the next round. If they manage to, pass this particular stage, they'll be up against Botswana or Cameroon. And that is what we are waiting to see what will happen. And we wish this our ladies team all the best as they carry Kenyan flag there in Angola. Well, and to help me actually navigate through this a full package and a load up package of this sports review is my one and only Eugene here, the ever die-hard Manchester City player. Fan. I just called him player.
You wishing me good luck.
Do you actually have talent? Who got a talent yaku?
Go to the ground to see the talent. Don't get special reports. Go to the ground to see the talent.
Kuja ground. Naweza kuja ground nipate mambo ni tofauti.
Come uone kwanza ndio useme kama tofauti. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Manchester City season kidogo mepewa zenyu mbili back to back. Najua hii kidogo inakuumiza roho kama fan, lakini talk about Chelsea, unaonaje performance?
Chelsea ni pande yenu mko sawa kwa sababu mko number 1 kwa hiyo ligi yenu bottom half. Ni number 1. Sasa ni mko sawa.
Nilikwambia ipo siku ndugu.
Maza kuja maza kam. So kinaendelea hivyo naona mkiu. Niliomba baadhi mtakuwa top 4 when the show started, the season started. So mkaya hivi pole mtakaa.
Tutakam.
Yeah, mtakuja.
To display so say.
Top 4.
Okay.
But see champions. Top 4.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sasa let's talk about Harambee Stars.
Yeah.
Well, enyewe wamekuwa kijaribu sana ikikuja kwa hii friendly matches.
Yeah.
And ukiangalia the caliber ya games wamekuwa kicheza. Wakacheza na Qatar. Qatar in terms of FIFA ranking of course wako mbele ya Kenya.
Yeah.
Then wakacheza na katim fulani kako chini, sitaki kuimention lakini iko down, lakini wakatuonyesha inaweza kuwa ni bottom up. So wakatuonyesha mambo hapa kwetu. So sahi the team iko Turkey na the next opponent atakuwa ni Russia.
Yeah.
Another team that is fairly ranked above Kenya. Well, wewe projection yako into this match? First of all, hata before tuongea about the result, let's talk about the whole international friendly. Well, the team is preparing for World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
With this type of friendly matches, well, what do you foresee in a build aje team?
Ni positive kwa Harambee Stars kuwa na teams like Qatar na Russia. Njoo they were the host na wengine pia the previous host tunachek. So ni watu wako kwa level ya World Cup tournament. The likes of Russia and Qatar. Sana yanasema as Harambee Stars wanachukua teams na wanasema if let's say to qualify to the World Cup tournament, we have ever played against teams in the World Cup tournament nachek. Yeah, sana sawa. Ni positive. Si team ndogo atio the likes of art to be a flag juicy art big and to be a flag South Sudan ona. So ni positive for the Harambee Stars kucheza na calibers like Qatar and Russia. Yeah.
Well, Qatar and Russia isn't in big. Yeah. Okay, see it big vile lakini ukicompare na Kenya wako juu. Wako juu. Well, the last time Kenya kicheza na Qatar, unaona pale mafans wakajitokeza, kulikuwa na mbwembwe, unaona like yenyewe hapa kuna future. Then wakuja mtani, kidogo umesema tulibiwa flag, nikaona pia ni kama pia tulibiwa game.
Tulibia kila kitu jamaa. Jamaa hata flag yao ni Kenya tu. Nasema yani Qatar ndio tulikuwa wewe na watu wengi wa Kenya wanafanya kazi Qatar wengi na wanapenda hiyo passion ya football. Saa hiyo passion vile iko away huko Qatar naweza sema ikuje hivi Kenya. We as fans tutokee tuwapatie the players moral na motisha tungishinda hiyo game. But sasa walisema tapoa free sodas lakini hata stand moja kuja for the fans, stand moja kuja sana naweza sema hiyo ilifanya tukapigwa tu. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sasa hii game ya Monday Kenya Russia.
Yeah.
Nataka prediction yako.
Hapo tumeenda kuchukua loss hapo, si tumeenda kuzibamba tujue kuna kanga hivi taki tujue na loss yetu. Sasa tunatukubali because Qatar they kuna good players. Russia kuna good players. Na jamaa to be able to host the World Cup wakupewa tu ile privileges because of the host wali qualification na kupenya. Na nikidhani walimazanga tu kama quarterfinals of round of 16 hiyo time. Sababu hivyo ni tukubali tu na kuchukua loss yetu. Tunataka iko tupige mapicha tukam tuseme friendlies meisha. Yeah.
Well, even as we take take a look at the caliber of this Russia team, because among the best leagues in Europe, because we have, when you take a look at the teams like Spartak Moscow, we have the teams like Zenit, St. Petersburg. So wako na teams yenye inacheza in a very competitive leagues, and some of the players and ni wale yenye during 2018 ukiwa umeketi pale nyuma unaona tele, unaona so huyu ndo alikuwa anaitwaje Zuba,
the tall guy,
and you see them and now that some of our players watakuwa up against them. So first of all you take lessons, very valuable lessons from the team like that, and now that unaenda into qualifiers to actually qualify for the World Cup, still pia ina serve as a motivation. So let's leave alone the fact that maybe tunaweza lose. Let's leave that alone. But now let's take a look at the positive side of this tournament, or rather friendly match. So inakam na pack gani?
The positive side ni ati we will have the nini. Hii tunasema if a team kwa World Cup inacheza hivi na tumecheza against them and we manage to get a result against them, we're heading to the qualifiers, tutakuwa na motisha atulipiga timu kwa caliber World Cup tournament team naona. Sasa hizi ndio tunaweza kupiga haraka to perform na tuingie World Cup tournament na we able to get a result from the World Cup tournament. Check ni positive tunapata from that.
Hizi ndogo yenye unasema tunaweza zipiga haraka hizo ni gani hizo? Juu mimi hata nikikusomea hii fixture hapa hii World Cup qualifier Kenya itakuwa pool F, na hapa pool F itakuwa alongside Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast of course, sitaki kujudge sana lakini
kuna kitu
ukijipima hivi na ushike hivi unajua uzito iko wapi.
Unasikia uzito.
Then tuko na Gabon, alafu Gambia, Burundi na Seychelles. So kumaanisha in this particular group maybe team yenye tunaweza sema ni walkover hapa labda maybe ni Burundi
pekee. Juu hata Seychelles pia ni hatari.
So unaona why we need this particular
side to pay the strength and motivation. But hii pool tunatoka vizuri.
Okay.
Labda tu huko Ivory Coast tuko kidogo juu some of their players ama most of their players wanacheza Europe naona. So they have the ile uzoefu.
Alright. Yeah. Well, sasa wanted to transition to another upcoming match and itachezwa saa 11 Kenya vs Angola, the Rising Starlets, and upper home result is quite very positive. Alimpiga 6. Piga kuwa unapewa gunio bebe urudi na Angola. Sasa wako huko Angola. Well, ukiangalia like coach Ademba venye alikuwa anasema like this team I do so much about the team, how they play, but anajua like they are equal to the task, and actually I like to prove like Kenya is equal to the task. And this Angola tunaweza sema maybe mguu moja tuko ndani, ingine ndo bado tunachungulia kidogo. Well, nataka sum up this particular performance. Do you think maybe this time round hii ticket tunaweza clinch?
Nasema because it's a two-legged tie, the results kwanza isinekwa over their head that washapenya. Because unaweza enda kwa nini mambo ibadilike. Rumka PSG na Barcelona sometime back walikambakiwa from 5-1 nini. But hiyo motivation ya coach from the team that has gelled vizuri, nasema we are far ahead than Angola to the next round, to play the next opponent, na tupate good results na tupenye.
Well, the next opponent inaweza kuwa between Botswana na Cameroon. Cameroon is another beast, but the Harambee Starlets walionyesha their other prowess. But sasa when it comes to now the Rising Starlets, hatuwezi underestimate a team like Cameroon, for example. Well, that is another, a big test. Should they actually proceed from this group? Anyway, so that is one. And now sasa nataka now to switch gears to athletics now. And this is awards. And kuna one of our two goats. Actually, hatufai kusema two goats. The undisputed king ni King Choge.
King Choge.
Lakini wanasema kuna prince amezaliwa somewhere, Kelvin Kiptum. Ukiangalia statistics za Kelvin Kiptum, marathon yake ya kwanza competitive ilikuwa ni Valencia, akashinda. Another one ilikuwa ni London, time pia Kipchoge alitokea, akashinda. And then kulikuwa sasa na hii recently ya Chicago. But one of the most interesting things about Kiptum ni when you look at the three marathon yenye amekimbia, there is almost like every marathon kuna improvement. Ana improve. Valencia akaandikisha 2 hours sub something, then London akakuja close to breaking Kipchoge's record, akaingia hapo as the third fastest marathoner mwenye ashaikimbia hiyo. Then Chicago sasa akaivunja, akavunja hii at the GOAT. And this is a player akona 23 years old, akona plenty of time and even the world at his feet. Who knows what might happen in the near future. And then we have our own sasa hapa Faith Kipyegon. Sasa huyu ni queen tu. Ikikuja kwa 1500 meters
na mwachianga
ana size yake. Hiyo ni yake tu. Then hao ni wa Kenya wenye wamekuwa nominated for male and female. Then ukikuja across Africa, ukikuja kwa 3000 meters steeplechase, tuko na Moroccan Siofan El Bakali, amekuwa kidominate sana hizi mbio za 3000 meters steeplechase. Wa Kenya wamebwagwa, wamejaribu lakini wapi. Then in this World Athletics Championship now tulikuwa na another king wa 100 meters, 200 meters, huyo ni Noah Leslie wa US. So these are the names that Kenyans watakuwa up against. Well, in your own opinion, who do you think ana deserve this award?
It will be harsh to say that it's kuja kwa Kenyans, because as you can see the whole nini here, the records zimbazo kivunjwa, most of them vunjwa na Kenya na cheki. Coming to the queen, alivunja kwanza yake nini, a week later na akavunja 5,000 unacheki. So it would be harsh to say that these awards wasipatie the king and the queen of athletics. So for me, Kipyegon na Kipchoge.
Yeah. So wewe ni Kenya all the way.
All the way.
It is suit. Kenya to the world.
Full suit Kenya.
Anyway, talking about full suit Kenya. Okay, so another Kenya to the world.
Yeah.
Tuko na Road to Paris. Tuko na Kenya Lionesses hapo wana prepare for this and actually wanataka kuhunt ticket for third time straight in a row.
Yeah.
Remember in Rio 2016 wali clinch the ticket in 2021 of which ilikuwa inafaa ikuwe 2020 Tokyo Olympic.
Yeah.
Waka qualify, so this time round it's Paris. Wana hunt your ticket. So remember already washacheza one match, washacheza game yao kwanza, so the next walikuwa wacheze na Ghana and I think that particular match is underway. So our ladies, do you think this time round motivation ya the male it actually it will motivate na wa end up kutuletea ticket?
Naweza sema kitu moja, for the ladies nimekuwa ni mtindo unacheki, itakuwa 3 times in a row naona. Having seen the male counterparts wameshinda from a tough tournament, the likes of South Africa na maybe unacheki, sasa itakuwa hiyo motivation ati kama wenzetu wameweza, why not us? And another thing ni wamekuwa hiyo trend that will be winning and unacheki. So nasema hii ni our cover for them. They represent us in Paris. Come nini kuja.
So you hapo, you have no doubt.
Tick, no doubt.
So draw ya AFCON iko out.
Yeah.
And first of all, hata before tuongelee draw, last time naona tulikuwa tunaongea like ona hii kitu maybe Egypt, Cameroon, Tunisia. Tangaza msimamo sahi. Timu yako ni gani?
Mimi naona ni Senegal to retain the nini. Bila hata kunini Senegal watufanyie mambo yetu. Shinda kitu senda kwa West Africa juu wanasema the other part of Africa as Africans.
Ngome sasa umeona ni itwaje Senegal
to win. Senegal hapo tufanyie mambo yetu.
Then East Africa tuko at least na we have tuko na Tanzania pale. And that is another thing. So tunataka now if my director there anaweza tuwekea hizo fixtures to go through. Group A, of course we have the holders, that is Ivory Coast. Wao ndo the eventual holders, watakuwa against watacheza against Nigeria there in that particular group. Then the next opponent itakuwa ni Equatorial Guinea, then Guinea-Bissau in that. So that is Group A, and that involves the host nation. So hapo as a host uko na advantage, because the crowd, fans wako nyuma yako, but kuna another stubborn team there, Nigeria, because Nigeria undoubtedly this is one of the most successful African team as far as football is concerned, and it's actually a team that has contributed to a lot of players, feeding teams from Europe. Talk about England, ukienda France wako ukienda Turkey, everywhere wamekuwa contribute, and players with good quality and caliber. So in that particular group ni team gani unaona like maybe is advanced to the round of, let's say, round of 16?
I think kwa hii group ishajionyesha tu the two teams that nini, Ivory Coast and Nigeria. So the problem ni moja, waangalie team gani itakuwa number 1 ngine number 2, because game of the group ni Ivory Coast versus Nigeria, na hao maoga pia si wachache. Hao maoga pia kama kupiga na kupiga, but for recently nimeona the Nigerians wameanza kuwa down, because wako na stars wengi ama nini, because wameanza kuwa chini. So the main nini na number 1 na number 2, but Ivory Coast and Nigeria will proceed.
Okay. Anyway, so that is Group A. So let's move to Group B. and tuone who is who and who can actually take it. So group B tuko na Africa powerhouse Egypt, then we have Ghana, Cape Verde, Mozambique. This is ni pool of death.
A, B and C kuna hatari sana. Pia nyingine, this is another group of death.
Because when you look at Ghana, their record is known. Tuliwacheki World Cup. Actually wali try sana wakatisha. And then pengine a weak team here maybe tunaweza sema ni Mozambique
or Cape Verde.
But that one in the last African Cup of Nations, they actually surprised many.
Okay, Verde.
All right, so that is another very tough group, and it will be very interesting to see who actually will proceeding. But in that group, unaona ni nani akona uzito kidogo?
Egypt lazima iende tu. The Egyptians hawa sijui wanachezanga aje. Because last time walikuwa tu draw kidogo kwa finals. So the Egypt lazima watapenya, the Egyptians watapenya. After the second round is between the three.
So, okay, so let's go to Group C. Tuone nani ni nani. Group C, so there, holders Senegal, then their brothers Cameroon. Then we have Guinea, then Gambia. So tunaweza skip Guinea for a bit. Nataka ni draw attention to Senegal, Cameroon na Gambia. We could draw the result performance here, the last Africa Cup of Nations. The three teams, Senegal, then Gambia there, and these are some of the teams that actually, and Cameroon.
Cameroon.
These are teams that, to many people, ni team yenye ili surprise a lot, except Cameroon do kidogo ili fumble at the tail end of it, but hakuna mtu ali expect Gambia nge move to the place where ilimaliza. So do you think maybe this could be yet another very tricky fixture as far as now that Senegal wanna hold the bragging rights, but ukiona team yenye ina kuchallenge team kama Cameroon hapo, Gambia of which wale surprise so many people because of the way they were playing, when you look at the chemistry, their vision, venye walikuwa na read game and venye pia walikuwa wana disrupt hizo attacking. Do you think this is another group yenye ufai ku underrate?
Because hapo sana kuna shida kwa group. There are politics in the Cameroon camp, unaona? Sasa wamerudisha Onana pia kwingine afanye vizuri. Kumekuwa juzi na shida na the Federation na Cameroon na kina Eto'o, unaona? So nasema kwa group kwa mtotalia na for me I see it's Cameroon going home as early as the group stages. So the Gambia na Senegal watapenya, Cameroon atalia juu. Kwanza Onana huyo kwanza atawatoa kabisa huyo.
Onana anashika dede.
Yeye kazi yake ni kwaya tu hapo kwa post. Nzama kwaya tu.
Kwaya. Unaona kwaya inaweza cost.
Naweza sema Cameroon because of recently wamekuwa na shida mingi. Juzi wamekuwa na case ya about under 18s, they are forging under 18s kwa World Cup, naona. So pia afanye mambo yake. Nasema sasa because of hiyo hati ya camp na watakuwa judge vizuri. Au natalia kwa group na kwenda home.
Ndio nasikia Onana ashiki nduki moto, unaona ni kipa mgani anafaa awekewe hapo, ndo akipewa hiyo nduki moto anaweza
watavetu kipa mgani wasipe Onana hiyo nini, wapende tu nini kipa mwingine. Sio hadi inaitwaje World Cup hakumaliza, alikuwa na follow na coach, anaona ni big player na coaches ndio kusema akamaliza World Cup akaenda home, wakaongea naye akamkuwa reinstated, but form yake haiko. Nasema to win kipa zama kwa at his best. Na unaona saa hii kidogo mambo ni mengi kwa akili. Huko Manchester pia kidogo anaumia. Huko na fungo left right and center.
Okay.
Sembuse sasa hapa at his own grounds huko Africa.
Noma sana. Anyway, so that was group C. So let's take a look at group D and tuone like who is who and nani anaweza kuwa the dark horse. Alright, Algeria, tuko hapo na Algeria pale, Burkina Faso, Mauritania and Angola. There's it seems like a easy fixture. So the eventual winners, and maybe many wanaweza argue wata proceed all the way ni Algeria there.
Yeah, Algeria lazima itaenda tu.
Okay, so that is Group D. So together Group E, let's see who is who as far as this particular draw is concerned, and Group E. So tuone who is who na nani anaweza maybe pose a challenge. Alright, so pale tuko na Tunisia, another North Africa team. Then we have two North African team, Tunisia and Tunisia. Then we have Mali there. No, it's actually Tunisia, then Mali. We have South Africa and Namibia. Well, pale it seems maybe ni timu mbili tu inaweza challenge hii kitu sana sana. And we see Tunisia there. Their record is well known.
Yeah, Tunisia.
And the rest hapo, there is a team that most of the time pia huwa inasumbua in that category. So hapo unaona nani anaweza kuwa na upper hand ya proceed to actually the round of 16.
I'm backing you kusema Tunisia itapenya. So hizi zingine tatu zitajibamba tu. Ile itataka iende, ile itataka ibaki. Because that house ni Tunisia. Then the rest, the next of South Africa and Mali and the other one. Zitabamba tu watafanya namba 2.
Sasa pia nini na kuanga na makali yake. So that is E. So let's take a look at Group F, and I'll just read it through because of time. And kwa hiyo Group F, tuko na Morocco. That is the first ranked team in Africa. Then Democratic Republic of Congo. Then we have Zambia and Tanzania. So in that one, at least we have East Africa team, that is Tanzania there. Then teams like Morocco. And for those who are asking about Kenya, Kenya tutakuwa represented na Tanzania there, our brother. Watakuwa na to present watakuwa na present East Africa pale. Sisi kama sisi kama Kenya, kama East Africa, Tanzania watatu present pale. Anyway, so from African Cup of Nations draws, let's switch gears now to Euro qualifiers. And already there is teams like France, we have Belgium and Germany already washa qualified. Germany by the virtue of being the host nation. Then France yesterday 2-1 against Netherlands, waka earn direct ticket to actually book that particular ticket. Then Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo, a brace sent through Portugal to this Euros 2024 Euros. And they have already sealed the ticket. And some say the old goat never gets tired. That is Cristiano Ronaldo. Already bagged yesterday I'll bag 2 goals and adding to his tally already, taking it to 125 goals for national games. So that is Cristiano Ronaldo. So that is already Portugal, Belgium and France have already qualified, and they join Germany as the host nation. Remember, today we have a couple of teams that will be playing, and that is Ukraine will be up against North Macedonia, then Ireland what play against San Marino rather, then Slovenia what entertain Finland. Then we have Bulgaria versus Lithuania. Then Italy versus Malta. Denmark versus Kazakhstan. Your match that play at 9:45 p.m. Kenyan time. Then we have Hungary versus Serbia. Well, so hizi ndo fixtures za leo, but kuna team ili miss out of this. And this time wako na chance to redeem themselves. So I'm talking about Italy. Italy na watakuwa na play against Malta. So your analysis pretty quick even as we wind up this discussion.
Italy, they have a new coach, so I'm bringing them to win and proceed to the main tournament. Yeah.
And actually Italy wako in the same group with England. And tonight wanna take it to the stage. And wajakuwa ikikuja kwa global stage, remember this is a team yenye miss World Cup, and they did very well kwa Euros. And so what are you expecting in a margin of what, Italy versus Malta?
Hiyo kwanza ni game ingine rahisi sana. So Italy na face to a couple of goals, let's say 3-0 to Italy.
Okay. Then another one that is a bit big, Denmark, Kazakhstan.
Denmark win. Tusaidie ujamaa wani anakuwa na shida ya roho. Tuangaje. Tumsaidie.
Anyway, so those are the fixtures, today's fixtures, as far as Euro qualifiers is concerned. And tusha kusomea fixtures hapa, and team like ukipata Ukraine hapo inataka kujiredeem against Macedonia, then Ireland versus San Marino, Slovenia, Finland, Bulgaria, Lithuania, then we have Italy versus Malta, Denmark, Kazakhstan, and Hungary versus Serbia. So those are the fixtures that will be played today in the UEFA Europa, or rather Euro qualifiers. And remember, our question of the day, we are asking, who do you think should actually be crowned both female and male athlete of the year? So who do you think deserve this particular crown, the male and female athletes of the year award? So that is the question of the day. Remember, you can keep talking to us on all of our social media platforms. We are live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya, and you can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at AUMA Events, at Real Pinches. The hashtag ni on the spot, of course. So that's how we actually wrap it up. It has been amazing, 1 hour and 50 minutes or so, and I have enjoyed your company. And I remember when I began, I told you the day actually was pretty much blue, except the city was blue, and the sky is still blue, but the day will never be blue. It has been a charming day, a charming show, loving people, and very charming viewers there for your esteemed company for the last 1 hour and some few minutes. Well, for those who made this production a success, man behind the camera, and the beautiful ladies behind there on the gallery, a very big thank you for making this production a success. And of course to you, our beloved viewers. Until next time, it's a bye-bye, and God bless.